So I'm sure there's been challenges along the way. What are some of the challenges that you guys have had to overcome? Because I know life is not without challenges.
Well, I mean, one of the challenges, I mean, there are many, is just the learning curve. I mean, coming from a different type of creative background,
Right.
this is a whole new vocabulary and a whole new language and a whole new way of thinking.
Right.
You know, business wise, it's just like things I never even thought about before. I'm thinking about now.
Sharp and Sharper, the podcast that will elevate your life.
I'm doing good, just, making the cookies.
This is PaSean Wilson-Ashley. She does many things well, especially when she's baking. I caught her in Culver City, California, at a bakery space that she uses to bake goods. This day she was baking cookies. What a special treat. As she pops them into the oven and sets her timer, I patiently waited until they were complete. Luckily, I didn't have to wait that long because she had some cookies that were ready for me to eat. As soon as she opened the oven, I could smell the ingredients in the air. Ah, there it is, the beautiful cookies. Here's to the moment of truth. She hands me a dark chocolate chip cookie. God, the thing was so good. It had sea salt in it. It was so warm. I mean, just look at how it breaks. It was so gooey and soft on the inside. Don't get me wrong. It had a very good crunch as well that I enjoyed. There was this balance of the two. That's probably why I couldn't stop smiling. I can't tell you, as someone who can't have dairy, eating these vegan cookies was like heaven. I can't wait to get another bite. They were just so good.
Yo, you know what it is. We are back, sharp and sharper. I have two amazing guests with me. They are both actresses and they are founders. They work in the realm of vegan goodies. One specializes with the ice cream. Another specializes with a bunch of variety of cookies and cakes. And if you guys seen the beginning of this video, you've seen where I'm trying these wonderful, tasty, gooey cookies. I haven't tried the ice cream yet, which I need to try.
Wait for you to try the ice cream.
But we got PaSean Wilson-Ashley and Tanayi.
Yes.
How are you guys doing today?
We're great. And I just have to, toot her horn a little bit because she's very modest. She's also an Emmy Award-winning documentary producer. So she doesn't just act. She's got 2 Emmys under her belt. So we gotta,
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. So you have been on Broadway and you've done film acting. You've been in short films. You've been on shows like Shameless, and you've been in Dreamgirls, and you've done soap operas. You've been on commercials. You've worked with companies like 7-Up and other companies also like Walmart.
Yeah.
And you are also a documentary filmmaker, and you also act.
Yeah.
I do.
So that really blends well. And then you guys, on top of that, you guys make vegan, what you guys call our vegan goodies. How did this happen? How did you guys meet? How did all that come to be?
Oh, and well, our name is MamaAunties, right?
Yes.
MamaAuntie's Vegan Goodies. And,
Yes.
and in addition to all the other things that we have in common, she's a mama and I'm an auntie.
But MamaAuntie really comes from PaSean's niece and nephews. Calling her, she's not just an auntie, she's a mama and an auntie. So she was named MamaAuntie by her family, her niece and nephews.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that she's also a documentary filmmaker.
Yes, I am.
And so we're well yoked.
So you guys do a lot then. So if we're talking about film, you're acting, then you're also behind the camera, directing, writing scripts, and doing.
And now we can do craft services too.
Right, exactly.
And now you do this with vegan things. Like, how do you have time for all that?
48 hours in a day. That's how that go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
you just have
double time.
Yeah, you just have to prioritize. You just have to, say what is important, what's a priority, and you just make it happen.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got to keep it moving. We just got to keep moving forward. That's what we got to do. Got to get it done. We don't complain. We just get it done.
That's right.
At the end of the day. So
exactly.
I understand that motto a lot. So talk to me about the vegan treats, because again, I was at your bakery yesterday and I tried the cookies, and I know you guys also have ice cream. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about, how did this happen? How did it start where you were like, okay, I'm gonna start a business selling vegan treats? How does that all happen?
Really organically and not planned at all. As we just talked about, I was an actor and working on a documentary film, and I just started, I was doing a play at Boston Court Theater in Pasadena. Amazing place if you ever get the chance to see something there. And I just got the idea to make a cake. I don't know where the idea came from, because I was not the person in my family that could bake. Everybody could bake, and I was the one that if I baked something, you want to kind of scoot it over to the side because you knew it was not going to be good.
Right.
But so I got this idea to bake, and I baked a cake, and the director jokingly said to me, hey, if this acting thing doesn't work out, you could do this. And I was like, wow. And so I just started baking and posting it on social media because I was so happy that it came out well. And people just start, and as an actor, you used to, do you do this? Yes. So I would, make things.
Versatility.
Yes. And they would post it, and people were like, oh, will you do carrot cakes? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she figured it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you do German chocolate cakes?
Yeah, I got it.
And just went on from there, and then people started just buying it from me. And then one friend said, hey, why don't we just do this together? I'll do the savory and you'll do the sweet. And that didn't work out, but still I just started getting more and more confidence. Meanwhile, I had already started tinkering around with ice cream. And then, Tabitha Brown, a vegan influencer, happened to do a post for Whole Foods.
The Tabitha Brown.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she did a post about Whole Foods, a TTLA sandwich. And I reached out to her. Back then, you could just direct message her on social media. Mm-hmm. And I did. And I said, hey, welcome to veganhood. I know you still want to be able to eat like ice cream and things like that you used to eat before you were vegan. And she said yes. And she tasted it, and she just blew me up on social media. And then I knew, oh my gosh, I have a business. And that's when this lady came aboard.
Right. So let's back up a little bit, because you said she blew you up. Talk to me about that process, because from my understanding, she did a review, right? Like she was trying, because I know she does these reviews of a lot of different products that she has.
She's always trying to help people.
Right. So she did a review of what type of ice cream was it? Do you remember that she
Butter pecan.
Butter pecan.
She loved it.
That's what I got. Okay, I haven't tried it yet. Can't wait to try it. Okay, so she did a review of that.
Yes, with her family.
With her family, she posted it, and then it just
blew up. All of her followers. At that time, I think she had about 50,000 followers. Now she has about 5 million. And I'm telling you, half of those 50,000 people were like, where can we get it? Where can we get it? Where can we get it? And they were, messaging me on Facebook, how can we get this product? And so we composed a nice little response to them saying, it's not available now, but please go to your local grocer and ask them about MamaAunties so that we can kind of be on their mind when we do stuff. Yeah. And so that's what we did. Yeah. And so the rest is history. Now we're in a number of restaurants. We just got into a West African vegan-inspired restaurant, Ubuntu, on Melrose.
In Hollywood.
We were in the Four Seasons Hotel in Beverly Hills for a number of years. And we just keep expanding, and the goal is in 2025 we're going to be in the grocery store.
Let's go on now.
Let's go.
So the ice cream leads you to Tanayi.
Yes.
Tell me your role in this, in expanding or continuing on the dream of
the dream. Keep the dream alive. So PaSean and I know each other because she played my son's mother in a short, and then we also have another very deep connection. Just so happens, but we didn't figure that out till later. So So she was bringing her ice cream over to my house. I would have dinners. And this was also happening at the same time as Tabitha's blowing her up. So she's discussing it at the party. And I was like, I'll help. Like, what do we got to do?
Right.
This is it. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like she's a magician. She says, some people say they can do it. And you're like, she really can do it. She has a gift at creating the most delicious vegan treats. Just most delicious treats. Our slogan is MamaAuntie's vegan goodies taste too good to be vegan. Because it's just delicious.
Yeah.
And the people at my party, they're not necessarily vegan. Folks were like, this is outstanding. My auntie, like everybody was like, let's go.
Yeah.
It's and so the quality of the products deserve to be on the main stage.
Right.
Right.
Yes. And that's where she comes in. She does. Like, we all have different strengths, and she's more organized than I am, so she's able to like apply for the grants that I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
She actually hands-on makes the ice cream, so she's in the
by
kitchen.
hand.
Yes.
Yeah. We have an ice cream machine.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I'm not just turning it.
But you're doing the work still.
Yes.
To put all the ingredients together.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
yeah. Well, she provides the custard, and I actually physically make the ice cream and add the additives. We're real mom and pop. Mom and mom.
Mom and mom.
Mom and auntie.
Mom and
auntie.
So, what is the dream for MamaAuntie Vegan Goodies beyond? Because I hear that you're in a restaurant and you're
a few restaurants.
Yeah. So tell me about how has that been going? Where are you at right now, and where do you guys see yourself in the future?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a number of restaurants, both in the Valley and in Hollywood. The goal, of course, is to be a household brand. So to be retail, sell the ice cream retail, eventually sell the baked goods retail as well. To ultimately have brick and mortar bakery ice cream shops all over the country. I mean, imagine going into a bakery, a vegan bakery with ice cream. I mean, I see
also
it so
trucks,
early.
ice cream trucks, franchising that.
Yes. Yeah, we really see ourselves being out there.
You just want to be all over.
Yes.
Not even just the U.S., the world.
Oh, yeah.
The world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got some South African connections as well.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what makes it so good? Because again, I can't get over the fact I tried the red velvet cookie and the chocolate.
Don't divulge any secrets.
No, he's trying to get my secret. What's your recipe? Oops. I mean, what are your ingredients? Home slice. I ain't giving out my recipe.
Hey.
But I think, for the ice cream, I happen not to like the strong taste of coconut. So I made sure that I used a refined coconut oil, so you're not getting that coconut bleeding through. A lot of times with vegan ice creams, because in order for it to be creamy, you need a certain amount of fat. You need a certain fat content. So most people go to coconut for that. So you have a chocolate ice cream or boysenberry ice cream or whatever, strawberry, but it has a coconut flavor underneath.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I did to make it super creamy, super smooth, but not have a coconut flavor bleeding through. Right. Then I have a couple of trade secrets that I also use. Can't divulge, but but it is cashew and almond milk based, and then I have a nut-free version that's oat hemp. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and it's just a lot of love.
Right, because I was in that kitchen and I could smell it. It smelled very good in there. So you had not only the red velvet, the chocolate, but you also have a white chocolate chip macadamia,
oatmeal raisin.
Yeah. What else do you have?
Carob chip.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Almond butter.
And a chocolate chunk with French sea salt.
Yeah, that's what we tried yesterday.
Oh, right. Okay.
Fleur de sal. It's a chocolate chunk with fleur de sal and roasted pecans.
Okay.
Which is outstanding.
Yeah, I like.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Oatmeal raisin, carob chip,
chocolate
with
without nuts, chocolate chip with walnuts.
Yeah, it all sounds.
It's so good.
Yeah, I do a peanut butter as well. I do almond butter, but I also do peanut butter.
I'm not even a sweets person too, but that's good. But then, so the ice cream, how many different types of ice cream?
Oh, so gosh. Yeah, so currently in rotation, we have vanilla chocolate chip. We have butter pecan, which is our best seller for sure. We have a chocolate and a chocolate chunk or a chocolate chip.
Right.
And a rum raisin.
Yeah,
and
fan favorite.
Cherry vanilla. And am I missing?
Yeah, caramel carob chip, but we don't really do that much.
Right.
Flavor that much. Mint chocolate chip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one we try to like really stock up on the flavors that we serve for the restaurants, and not do a whole bunch of other flavors. That are just sitting there.
Also a coffee. Cookies and cream.
Yes.
And we do coffee as well.
You guys are really wide ranging. You do a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different varieties.
Hello.
And stuff.
She does
flavors.
And I support her, but she is chefing. Okay.
I believe it.
Yes,
I'm working in that kitchen late last night working.
And this will be great because when we're, next year and the year after, when we're not doing this, we'll have on film, the kind of beginnings of me being in the kitchen doing it myself.
That's right. Because once we get into retail, we will have a co-packer.
Right. So is that the part of the long-term goal for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because to scale, you have to have a co-packer.
Okay.
Because their volume is going to be so much greater. And also, you may have a co-packer in more than one area. So a co-packer that's going to serve the West Coast, a co-packer that's going to serve the East Coast.
Okay. And explain to people who don't know what a co-packer is.
They're basically a company that manufactures your product.
Okay.
So, and they manufacture many products. So they're able to get the price down also because they're buying hundreds of thousands.
Chocolate chips for a lot of products, not just you. Right.
And then they make your product. You have to actually do a test with them, give them your formula and they try it and you test it and it might not work and they, work on it again and it's, oh, great, this tastes good. And then, okay, so we'll mass produce it and then.
That's the mass production part.
Yeah.
Right. Because at some point, to serve the nation, it can't just be two of us. It's too much work.
Right. So talk to me a little bit more about the business side of this. How were you able to get into so many different restaurants, stores, and hotels from what I've seen? How have you been able to scale like that? Because there's a lot of people who are watching who are business owners. They want to have their own business. They want to start their own companies, but they don't know where to start. So how did you get from ground zero to being more out there now?
I mean, a lot of it is just talking to people, pitching, even cold calling. And that's something that I'm constantly doing, constantly reaching out to restaurants, reaching out to hotels because they need products for their restaurants. They need, so, and it's just a matter of timing. Are they looking for this? Is it what they're missing? And you have to make that pitch like this is something that you need. And a lot of restaurants need vegan options. And they don't need just vegan options. They need great vegan options. And that's where we come in.
Right.
Vegan dessert options.
Yes. So I'm sure there's been challenges along the way. What are some of the challenges that you guys have had to overcome? Because I know life is not without challenges.
Well, I mean, one of the challenges, there are many, is just the learning curve. I mean, coming from a different type of creative background,
right?
This is a whole new vocabulary and a whole new language and a whole new way of thinking, right? Business wise. It's just like things I never even thought about before. I'm thinking about now. What profit and loss? What's a profit and loss? I never,
How do you do that?
Right. How much does it cost you to make your product? You ever seen Shark Tank? That's what they want to know. How much it costs you to make the product? How much profit are you making off of it? And so that kind of thing is like really, really new and it's something that I didn't have a lot of experience with.
Yeah. I mean, totally seconding that. And also, if you come on the creative side, there's a little bit of like distance on the business, almost an expectation that someone else is going to do the business. And I think that we have grown to into the understanding that no one is coming to do this for us. We really have to learn it ourselves. And so there is the, falling forward with that. And I think, accessing, understanding how to build a website and how to do e-commerce.
Right. Yes.
And how to what kind of fonts are attractive to people who are looking for food products. Like these are not necessarily intuitive conversations. And then, and as PaSean was saying, ultimately to be beyond a hobby, it has to make money. And, as artists, we wanted to just be the best. And we're also coming into the understanding that, okay, we want it to be the best. And how do we do that? have great integrity, have a great product, and also have a profit margin. And I think that's something that we're continuing to grow into. And, that's part of the learning curve.
Right.
Yeah.
But what's one thing that has helped you guys be so successful in your plight right now? Because if you're starting off with ice cream, now you have so many different flavors of ice cream. And now you have pound cakes too as well. Different varieties and versions of that, and cookies.
And cupcakes.
And cupcakes.
Okay.
Right.
Custom
You guys
cakes.
so much. So how have you been able to be so versatile and successful still at the same time? Is there some masterclass that you guys have listened to or anything like?
We are, yeah.
We're in a class right now. It's called Recipe for Retail. And so basically they teach you how to go from, where we are into being able to be in supermarkets and retail, e-commerce, all of that, things that we didn't know about, certain certifications.
Right. Accessing supermarkets, like how do you access a supermarket?
Right.
There are platforms that you need to be a part of that help you get into rooms with buyers. There are these conference with buyers. This is stuff that you just wouldn't know
unless you dug out and did the research, got the information, stuff like that.
Yeah. And then perseverance, I think, is just a matter of like making a determination and sticking to it and doing whatever it takes to be able to achieve whatever your goal is.
Right. Because I'm thinking, like, looking from the outside in, the very beginning, ice cream. But if you weren't intending to start MamaAuntie Vegan Goodies, you may not have had a copious amount of money sitting around in the bank.
Did not.
You may not have scoped out a business partner. You may not have scoped out what restaurants and all of that. So how does that, like, what were the steps? Did you have to invest a lot of your own money, or did you get loans from family? Like, how were you able to just get so far?
Yeah, well, we had to invest our own money, and then, even during the pandemic, things didn't slow down. Business, in terms of like the businesses that we sold to, that slowed down, but there were a lot of people who had a sweet tooth during the pandemic. So it wasn't like we were like, oh my gosh, we don't have any money now. We would still be able to, bring in some money. But yeah, in the beginning, we had to put in our own money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And I know that a lot of times they say don't do that, but sometimes you have to do that to start.
Yeah.
To buy the first bag of flour. I buy a bag of flour and then somebody buys a cake and I'm like, oh wow, now I can buy 10 bags of flour. Right. Simple as that.
Exactly.
And that's kind of a beautiful thing for us, is that luckily what PaSean creates is so great that it's sustaining itself. So if the product wasn't good, then I think we would really be stuck, because you could have a great idea, but if the execution isn't there, and people, like I noticed during the pandemic in terms of brick and mortars, Porto's always had a line. Right. Because it was that good that people were like, I might not have money for anything else, not even for rent, but I'm standing on this line to get these delicious treats or whatever Porto offers, right? And I feel like that's the same thing with what we're creating. PaSean's magic in the bakery and in the cold room, which is where we make the ice cream, allows for such a delicious product that it is sustaining itself. So there is a really organic,
there's a demand for it.
And it's an organic growth. I mean, we're always looking to do more, and that's part of our job, is to constantly, and especially my job, because I really have to be pitching and getting out there and talking about the product. But it's really, if it weren't as good as it is, this wouldn't be a conversation.
Right. And then you guys are like boots on the ground, because you guys are in farmers markets, and you guys, and I've seen over the years, you guys has traveled to different types of farmers market and stuff like that, and you different like events, and during the holiday season, you go to a lot of different stuff. So a lot of that boots on the ground, I think, helps to spread the word and infiltrate the airways. And like you said, you're always calling. To be a business owner, you always have to be ready to pitch. Always. You may get 100 no's, but if you get one that says yes, that could change the rest of your life. So I know that this is living testimony of that. I'm curious, have you guys ever thought of creating like a documentary or a short film, not so documentary, but like a film.
Yeah.
Based
Like a
off of,
road to retail.
like you
I
guys
have
could,
thought about that.
yeah, you guys could do something like that. Write it yourself, cast actors and actresses.
Like do a scripted version.
Oh.
Scripted version. Yeah.
Like, what's the Bear? What is that show?
Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the kitchen.
Yeah.
That would
Yes,
be
chef.
cool.
Yes, MamaAuntie.
That would be
That
cool.
would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys, because
That's right.
talent's here.
That's right.
And I'm still like that whole being an actress and transition. I mean, because this seems like just a full-time job. And it is. And I understand you guys help sustain yourself through it, which is incredible, phenomenal. Not everybody who has a business idea succeeds. So to be able to sustain that long term, and this business has been going on for how long?
2017, 2018, yeah. Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Is there anything else that you want anybody else to know or share it, other than that they got to come get your treats before they're sold out? Because
yes.
Yeah, you want to come first thing to the Studio City Farmers Market every Sunday. We're there from 8 to 1. That's right, Studio City Farmers Market, 8 to 1. And also,
you got to get there early, because
you got to get there early.
Down there, I come because I don't got time for crowds.
Look,
I don't got time to
well, also we sell out, so
exactly.
You know,
y'all always be selling out. Why y'all make some more?
Hey, you gotta DM us on social media.
Yes, we'll put it aside.
See, and y'all, and I make my special order of the banana cupcake.
So light, fluffy.
Good.
Above everything, I warm them up. The icing be falling off. It's so moist, and it's just it's perfect.
Yes.
It's everything.
Yes, and we also have a website, MamaAuntiesVegan.com.
Yes.
Yes.
So MamaAuntiesVeganGoodies.com. And we are in the process of redoing our website.
Yes, we are
so you
revamping
can message us currently on the website now, but y'all be able to order and everything's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shopify and everything.
Yes.
MamaAuntie Vegans in the building.
Yes.
Sharp and Sharper, the podcast that will elevate your life. See you on the next one.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're making $50,000 to $60,000 a year, chances are you have the time to be a bartender on Friday and Saturday nights. So I would be a bartender while I'm working at this job, right? That's $50,000 to $60,000. I'm either trying to get a job in that field. I'm trying to get a promotion there to start making more money,
right?
And then I can quit. Then I can quit the bartender, right?
Yeah.
But there's just so many different ways to just make it work, and a lot of people are kind of just pointing fingers. It's not my fault. It's the economy. It's not my fault. It's how I grew up. It's not my fault. And it's just like I'm a big proponent of you are the only person that is in control of your destiny, particularly financially. So there's a lot of ways to kind of skin a cat and be successful, but nobody's shit out of luck. Nobody.